credit features in the app. We'll be going through it on the web dashboard though, but same features are in the app minus the credit compass. I'll point that one out once we get there. But just going off what you see on the dashboard, there is this updated credit widget that was updated about a month ago on web. It's going to be reflected in mobile here next week. So you'll see a little bit different look on the dashboard starting next week. And then another new feature that was just added, I think it was just a few days ago, if not mid last week, the interest rate by credit score. So assuming a user has enrolled in credit and they've run the readiness assessment, they will get a interest rate chart by credit score range in their credit section that shows what their monthly payment would look like at their current credit band. So that's a cool little feature there.
One note on that, so I'm sure the question is how is this calculated? So we put that information in there, but it's from Optimal Blue, so we do a daily call to Optimal Blue, and it's on the 30-year fixed rate.
Got it.
And then the way this is derived, it's going off the purchase price or the loan amount from your readiness assessment. So if I went and ran another readiness assessment at a different loan value, I'd see a different payment in there. And then for the users that have not run readiness, they will not, they won't see that breakdown on their credit section. Just going over the basics of how the credit works. So when the user enrolls in credit, they'll get an update every 7 days in the app. They'll be notified each time it changes. And we just made some updates to those credit update emails. So now it's going to let them know in the email if they're trending up, trending down, or staying the same. And then each of those credit emails is also signed with the loan officer's first name, last name, and then it's got their email and phone number and NMLS on there if that borrower does want to reach out. Going down to the bottom sections, there's the credit score history. So we update every 7 days in the app, but every 30 days we'll plot a point on the chart just so you can see how the score is trending over time. And then there's the various factors that make up credit. And then we've got them ordered by the highest impact all the way down to low. They can click into any of these to see the actual credit data that's being analyzed. So for this one, it's on credit card use. Keeping your balances below 30% is what's recommended. So we're educating up here in the top, and then we'll give the user an aggregate level utilization ratio. And then at each account level, they can also see that individual ratio. Helps them figure out which accounts they need to focus on paying down. And then they can do the same thing for like credit age, payment history. They can see if any hard inquiries were on the report, when it happened, who it was from. And then any alerts will also show up here. I don't have any in this account, but the credit alerts are real time. So as soon as one of those pops on the report, you'll get an email from us bringing you back into the app to find the information on that alert. On to the credit report. So each trade line that is reported to TransUnion will appear on this page. This is more of the actual credit report, so they can click into any of those accounts. They'll see the payment history. If they were any late payments or delinquents, those will be color-coded in here. And then they can see the loan details, so the balance, loan amount, payment, when it was open. And then they're all going to be categorized by the loan type or credit type.
Just as your small point, but as you're talking to clients and they're using, like Mint or something like that, most of those apps just give the credit score. They don't give the full report broken down by trade lines like this. So that's just one of the benefits of the Neo experience over some of those other apps they might use to just check their consumer score.
Yep. All right, now into the fun ones. So these are where it gets a little bit more interactive for the user. On Credit Compass, or this one's Credit Simulator, they can run what if scenarios against their credit report data. So anywhere from just getting a few credit applications, they can see what that impact would be. Might be a couple point drop here. And then the 14-point drop for 3 applications. And they could also run what would happen if I got an auto loan for 30K. Lots of possibilities for what they can run here. They can pay off the balance across all credit cards, decrease a balance by, say, $5,000. They can even simulate what it would happen if they were late for a month. They could see what the negative impact of that would be, or if they went into collections. So you can see what those, bad scenarios look like before they actually happen. The other credit tool is Credit Compass. This one is kind of a goal setting tool. So you're selecting the credit score that you want. I'm going to say 820 for this one. Set my credit target. And then this will give me a few different timelines and game plans on how I can get there. So it starts off with the easiest plan at 24 months, just some pretty general advice on how to get there. And then you can go down to an 18-month, 12-month, even down to a 6-month plan where it becomes a little bit more difficult. Any questions there on credit? There's also some good videos in the resource center. We have them on every feature, but if anybody did want to do like a social media video where you highlight a feature, these videos are downloadable from the resource center. Let's see. So I think we've got 1, 2, 3 different videos on credit that you could repurpose. We've seen some folks they'll download the video and then do like a green screen with the credit video playing in the background, and then just put their own touch on how they want to highlight that feature. Others just simply download it, put their own voiceover, or even just keep it the same and just put that on their social pages. My internet's moving slow, so these aren't loading. There we go. So there's one on credit score monitoring, one on that simulator feature that I just covered, and then another on the different factors that impact the credit score. Those were the main things. I can poke around some other features too. We have some time, but just want to open it up to questions. Doesn't have to be on credit, anything Neo experience app related.
We had a few people join in late here, but yeah, we went over the credit section on the Neo Experience app. Does any loan office, anybody have any questions regarding the credit section?
If not, I can. There's some other features, but I'll also tease out something that's coming next month. Chris talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the call, but we have co-branding with a realtor coming in August. So just a few weeks away now. The way that's going to work is you can set up realtors in the admin portal, create a link for them, So they'll have their own unique invite link, their own unique invite code that they can give out to their consumers. When their consumers sign up, they'll still see you as the loan officer in the app, but then there's going to be an additional widget for Meet Your Realtor. So we'll now have the LO and then an option for a realtor space in the app coming soon. Really excited about that one.
On that, Eddie and Megan, we're going to need to just discuss setup. I'm assuming it's going to be a privilege-based feature. So we can give privileges to all the loan officers to be able to set up their own agents, or it'd be a centralized thing to come through an admin. So it's your guys' choice on that.
Are you referring to the co-branding?
Yeah, the co-branding, because what you're going to do is you're going to go set up the agent, and they get privilege. So you can give the privilege to all loan officers, or however you want to do that, but you set up the agent first, and then you're going to go and create the link or edit an existing link and assign the agent to that link.
Got it. I would assume we want to give that privilege to the loan officer, but let me just confirm with Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
way
we'll
we
be
don't
doing
have to do all this setups for everybody.
yeah. I would assume this group, I'm assuming that you would, but it's still a privilege thing. So we just got to grant access.
Got it.
If there's no questions, I'll dive into the readiness feature so we can hit on that one more time.
Well, before you do, and I don't want to get lost on this, where's the best? I mean, I'm in our matrix support site and looking through some of the stuff that's available. Do you guys have some best practice or cut sheets? Is the old term for it, stuff that we can use to best describe this to prospective enrollees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Ethan's. Yeah, go ahead, Ethan. I just put a link in the chat, but I'm sure you're going there.
yeah, there's definitely some stuff on that resource center link Chris just sent. We also do have a Neo Experience branded overview video. I think that's probably your best bet. Just it's like a 1.5-minute video that highlights the main features of the app, how it helps you get ready. So I'll let me dig that up and drop the link in the chat for that one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's always nice to have something to share with folks or send to them. So this is helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will say I've been using this personally for about a year, and it's sweet. So
Love to hear that.
Yep. Yep.
I guess I do have one question. If a loan officer has a borrower who doesn't want their information shared, is there a way for them to block that so the LO doesn't see it and they still sign up?
Yeah. So everyone, regardless, someone signs up, the loan officer is going to see their first name, last name, email address, and mobile phone number, basically what they registered with. So they're going to have that information, which is presumably they already have that information because they're having that conversation. What they can do is, upon registration, and Ethan's showing the screen, but upon registration, the consumer, once they're the first login, there's going to be a pop-up that says, do you want to share additional data to help you along with your journey? They can either agree to that, which shares data, or they can decline that. And if they don't, then things like the credit score, the property value, those things are not shown to the loan officer, and that can be updated at any point in time. So someone could, have it off in the beginning, and maybe it's helpful for the loan officer. They have a conversation, and they can turn that back on, and that's just in the settings under privacy. They can just toggle that on or off.
Okay, so like, let's say they're not ready now and they don't want it to be shared. They just turn that off, and then they think they're ready to buy a home, so they can go and turn it on.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, our whole app is, I know we all want as much data as possible, but we're very much in the camp of consumer permission data, making sure if everything's above board.
That's great. Thank you.
And then I think everyone saw this, but the way to change that setting after you've already registered. You go to the settings, and this is the same in the app: settings, privacy, and then it's this data sharing toggle. All right, so we got 10 minutes left. We'll jump into this, the homeownership snapshot real quick. I think most of you have seen this before, but if not, this is one of our favorite features in the app. This is the one where you can pretty much run your home buying scenario up against some very conservative conventional guidelines. So we're just asking the home price, how much you have saved for cash to close, down payment, closing costs, annual income, credit score, and then monthly debts. And then we're going to give the user up to 4 stars is what they can earn. So this one, they got 3 out of 4. They failed for monthly debt, so we're pointing them to some calculators in the app and their spending analysis to see how they can help improve that. And then always connecting them back to the lender. There's pretty much a different action plan will be served up based on the different results you can have here. So if someone failed for credit, they would get that credit compass, credit simulator served up on the action plan. And then if someone gets all 4 stars, they're someone that's ready to go. So we'd be pointing them to property search and then a widget for actually sharing data with their lender to kick off the mortgage app. And that's where they can send like documents, they can share asset data with you. And when you accept it, you would get an asset report, the documents, along with a Fannie and a MISMO file that can pre-fill your 1003. And then I'm not sure we've really dug into this before, but the user does have the option to play around with loan options. So they can alter the down payment. They can go down to 3%. They can go up to all the way up to 100. They can change the terms of the loan, interest rate. So it's gonna update every day with the optimal blue interest rate. But they can play around and alter that if they'd like, and then hit reset if they want to bring it back. Homeowners insurance is in there, and property taxes. This is just I think it's either a median or an average across whatever state you pick here. And then they can have their current housing payment and employment info in here. And then digging into the details, this is where they can see what they're actually being scored against. So these are what we're grading on. And then in the lender tips is where we talk to them how this is not the only scenario. There's other programs. This one says down payments can go as low as 3%, typically range from 5 to 20. First-time home buyers can have a portion covered with down payment assistance, and then always pointing them back to the lender to get that personal touch.
Hey, Ethan, we had a question come up from Mark about the rating new developments to accommodate couples that may have separate accounts but want them displayed in one locker. So here we're working on a test. It probably won't be until Q4, but where this readiness, the snapshot that Ethan's showing, how a person can share with the lender, we're also going to introduce an option to share with a co-borrower. And so that's going to be a start of a test of like how much engagement we get with the co-borrower, bringing them in to the experience. It does get a little tricky when we talk about trying to combine both 2 accounts into one, mainly because of credit. So that's why we're starting with the snapshot to see, can share some relevant information and even use money from their accounts and stuff to share. And then we'll build off of it from there. But for now, what we say is that people can still, if they are cool with, their spouse looking or their partner looking at the accounts in there, they can share one account. It's just the credit will only be for one person.
Okay, thanks. I'll take a look at it in that context. Or is that something you're saying is still being developed?
It's still being done. So the share with co-borrower, like on this screen right here where it says share with lender, there'll be another button to share with co-borrower. That's still working on. That'll probably be sometime in early Q4. The other stuff I mentioned about they can share an account now, that they can do that. That's just more of up to them of how their comfort level on, you know, enrolling all of their accounts into one area. It's just because we do an identity check on credit right now we can only really have the identities done on the locker. So we really can only have one credit per locker.
Yeah, okay. That helps. Thanks.
Yeah, other questions or anything else you guys wanted to see you had questions on in the app or basically anything, you know, experience related?
Shout out to Tim Humphrey with the second most clicks out of everyone in Neo, 209.
There you go, Tim.
Is that
I
true?
think
Yeah.
Look at that.
I think
209.
Megan and or Eddie may be sharing this out, but just wanted to go over it with the group in case there were any questions. Just highlighting some of the must-dos with the Neo Experience app. Just our recommendations so you can get the most out of it. Number one, we definitely recommend creating your own account with your link or code. That way you can see what your meet your lender widget looks like in the app. If you want to make any changes, you can see it all there. We talked about this one last week, but saving just a quick and easy invite template in your phone that you can fire off as a text message to clients after you have a conversation about the app. This is very simple. It's just got, you know, a quick intro. Here's my invite code. Here's the links to download the app, and then also giving them that option to download or register on the web version as well. I offered last week to plug in everyone's info for them. So if anybody wants that, just shoot me an email. It's my first name dot last name at FinLocker.com. Text me or email me your phone number, and I'll text you a template that you can use. Number 3, Chris already dropped this in the chat, but definitely recommend taking a look at the Resource Center. There's a bunch of videos in there. There's social media posts. There's like an outline for a home buyer webinar that you could repurpose. Lots of good ideas in there on how you can promote your version of the app. So definitely recommend checking that out. And then the last one, it's an optional thing, but it makes it a whole lot easier on the consumer when when the invite code is something they can remember. So any customization request for that 8-character invite code can be sent to customer success or we'll keep it simple. Send it to my email. I'll get that going with our support team. But for that invite code, it can be 8 characters, all letters, all numbers, a combination of both. Just no special characters or anything in there. I think that's all
I
we.
think that we're gonna put that in the intercom, right, Megan? Okay, cool.
It's actually already in intercom, so you can view it on
nice.
the Matrix website.
Sweet.
Hey, I did notice, because I don't think the video's up on the Matrix, right? The video that you mentioned earlier, Ethan, for the Neo branded video.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one up there yet. I don't think.
So Eddie, that might be something for you to take back with Kelly, because I think she was going to put that up there. But that video, so we did it's like a minute-long video that gives a quick overview for the app that you can send out to your clients. And it'd just be an easy place to put it in the Matrix. We'll send it out separately after this, but it'd just be good if it could live there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can get it.
Thanks for
edited.
seeing that, Chris. I appreciate it because I was looking through the support site and wasn't finding it. So
We'll
Okay.
shoot it out right after this, so you guys have it, but just so everyone else in the future can just reference, see it there. And I think for people that are just kind of haven't logged in the app ever, it's just good from a loan officer perspective to see what the benefit is for the consumer.
Are you talking about the Matrix website, Chris?
Yeah.
I see a video on there already.
You pull up the matrix. I got it here. Maybe it was.
And then if you click on customers and then click
Oh,
video
yeah,
you
it's
can
right
use for
here.
your customers.
Oh, okay, perfect. It is there.
Yeah.
Ethan, will you just send that link though afterwards? Just to...
Yeah. Yep. Any
And
final
look, if you
questions
guys
for
have
us?
ideas that we can't do like custom one-offs for each launcher, but you have ideas that you're getting feedback, it'd be nice to have a video on this for just Neo in general. We're happy to take that back. We do, roughly about 10 videos a month, and we try to do a combination of FinLocker specific, and if we have some good ones from a client request, we'll throw those into the queue.
To replace their windows or patio door.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Ethan, for your time.
Thank you. Thanks,
All right, see
everyone.
you guys next week.
So.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.